All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're gonna get started. So this is what we're painting today. If you'd like a photo of it. Um, and yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
What?
this is what we're painting.
Is it
Um,
watercolor?
this is watercolor, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said oil pastel.
We are going to be doing oil pastel in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
So,
Uh-huh.
well, the week after next, yes. So
Uh.
2 weeks.
Is this oil pastel okay?
Yeah, those are the ones that I have.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Um, yeah,
I got 36 color, lots of color.
yeah.
Lots of color. But I won't be taking too long because I'm going for holiday for a
Oh,
month.
that's fun.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna get started now. So this is what we're painting today. Um, so if you want a photo of it really quick, and then we will get started. Yeah. Um, so to start off, the tree, we're going to start with the trunk of the tree, and I'm going to be using a round brush. This is a 10 round brush, so size 10, and we're gonna get right to starting here. Um, the first color I'm using is this brown color, um, like a really dark brown, but I'm using it very lightly to start off with, so it's going to be like that color, not even, like very light to begin with, because we're starting off with the lighter colors and building up, so we want to keep our colors very, very light for the first couple of layers. So, the tree, we're gonna start off somewhere around like towards the top middle-ish area of your paper and drawing a line downward like that. And this is our like base for the trunk of our tree. And you're going to take your brush and thicken it up. And like using very, very light colors, as you can see, using mostly water on your brush. And then, yeah. Um,
嗱，你知唔知嗰支筆係咩筆嚟㗎？鉛筆啊，round 嗰個啊，Angela
你應該問佢幾多號啊？
係咯，
係
幾多號啊？佢
嗰
幾多號啊？
個係咩筆嚟㗎？係
幾多號啊？
水彩筆。
鉛筆啊，係咪圓㗎？圓 round 嗰個啊？
And Suyi, what's the number of your pen? 6 or
10.
8?
10. You
10.
can use, it
round
doesn't have written
round
on it, but
round
but
brush 10 係咪啊
yeah.
？Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So now we're going to add in the roots of our tree here. And yeah, just kind of dragging out the color like so.
Excuse me, what do you do it now? Can you give me a picture first? Because
Oh, yes, right. I was gonna do that.
in there. I just get in then.
This is
Wait.
what we're gonna-
Let me take a picture.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Thank you. Oh, very good. Okay, thank you.
I'll wait for another second just in case other people would like a photo. All right. Sorry about that. I was going to do that and I completely forgot. Um, so adding in the trunk and then the roots of the tree. They'll look a little bit weird because we don't have our like grass base in yet, but yeah. The branches are very similar to the roots, just adding in some lines, but you want them to be a little bit longer. And we're going to add in more branches later, so don't make them like too long, like stick to about that length. You want to keep them shorter because water is so clear, like transparent, keeping your colors light to begin with means that you won't be able to see the branches through the leaves if we don't paint them in at the moment. So So next we will be painting in the main leaves of the tree, and we're going to do a little bit of a newer, something we haven't done in this class before. So I'll explain it and then we'll do it on the tree here. So the technique is fairly simple. So get your brush with as much water on it as possible and put just water on your paper. So putting, like you can see there's a lot of water on my test paper here. Um, so putting a lot of water like that, and then taking your brush and using this green here. It's a little bit of a bluer green, and getting a lot of it on your brush and dabbing it into the water like this. So it'll flow and move around as the water dries. And that's what we will be doing as our main technique for coloring in the top part of the leaves, like the base of it. Yeah, so that is our technique that we were using. So taking like to the point where your brush is like dripping almost and putting a lot of water onto your paper. You can kind of see the shine of where the water is, and you want to make it like a very like rounded shape for the canopy. And yeah. So you can kind of see on my paper, there's a little bit of white space in between the trunk and the leaves. You'll see it a little bit clearer, but leaving some white space, like just kind of here, is like, you want to do that to make sure it, because branches kind of have very few leaves to start off with, and then as they branch off, they get more leaves. So having no leaves here helps it look a little bit more realistic. So you want to get a lot of water on your paper, and don't worry, your paper is gonna buckle just a little bit. That's totally normal. And now you're going to get a lot of green pigment on your brush. Let's see. You can see my brush is very saturated with color, and then just adding it in kind of all over the place. And you can see it spreads out like a lot. And this is kind of what we want to happen, because we're going to be adding in another green, and we want them to blend together. So now I'm going to be taking this green here, that's just a little bit bluer. If you want, you can use any other green. You can also add blue to a green to change the tone of it, but that is the green that I'm adding into this here. So kind of the same as the other green, just adding it in. And it looks a little weird at this moment, but the next step is to kind of clear off your brush and get it mostly dry, and just kind of swirl the colors together so you're getting rid of a lot of the white spots that are in it. If your canopy is looking a little flat, this is also the time to kind of add in some more like pointy parts and stuff. Just kind of making the outside of it look a little bit more irregular. And as you can see, I've got a couple of like really, really dark spots. You can take some paper towel and just dab up a little bit of the water, and that'll help with um, keeping it a little bit more like even. Also, if you get like too dry spots, you can blend it back in. So the next step is going to be adding in the grass underneath our tree here. And to do that, I'm getting my brush like moderately wet and taking the same greens that we used for the leaves and painting in the grass here. And because we're not going all the way to the edge with our grass, I'm leaving it kind of spotty around the edges. And that's like purely for style reasons. I think it looks cool. Um, and to give the grass a little bit of texture, um, I'm adding in these like lines um, and you want to go fairly fast with this and keeping your brush very light. Um, yeah, and you can go like over our roots a little bit here. Just adding in some texture. So the next thing I did um, was add just like a tiny, tiny little bit of blue to my tree actually, like to the leaves. So now that we've waited for our canopy to dry just a little bit, I have barely any blue on my brush. This is just like ultramarine, like any sort of blue. and just adding the smallest amount, just mainly to like the bottomish area. And I'm like dragging the color upwards. So has anyone gotten snow? It's snowing at my house right now.
I always said that when Calgary is bad weather, our area is nice weather. It's sunny and 28 degrees.
Really?
Yeah,
in Toronto.
yeah. And when
Oh,
last week I got a hail and you people got nice weather. So funny.
yeah, it's not quite like really, really snowing, but it's snowing.
But,
Um,
I
yeah.
know. We will be slowing next week. Maybe you will have nice weather.
I hope so. This is the first snow of the fall, so
Oh, yeah.
we're doing pretty good. Um, next we're going to go back to the tree trunk and just add in our next layer of brown. So using the same brown that you were using before, um, still not much of it, so keeping it very, like barely darker than what we were using earlier. So, ooh, like that, yeah. And we're going to be adding in some lines that like kind of curve up the tree here. And you want to make them a little bit irregular, so different thicknesses and things like that. Um, and you can make them like really wavy. This is also when I kind of went through and like made the outside of the tree, like the silhouette of it, a little bit bumpier, just so it looks less like perfect. So adding in some bumps and things. All right. The next step is going to be adding in some different leaves onto our tree. If you're like me and have a little bit still of some wet spots, um, I'm just taking the water from them and blending them out, and they'll dry a little bit faster. But yeah. So for this layer of leaves, I'm taking the same green and kind of similar to the trunk, we're going in with just a little bit more pigment, and we're actually going to start by adding in um, the leaves that hang down from the tree here. So I kind of start with a line and then add in um, little leaves along the side of it on both sides. Kind of like that. And yeah, just adding those in. You can also add in ones that are a little bit more um like less leaves and more like bushy like that. But keeping them like alternating so you have some that are very leafy and some that are less detailed. And yeah. You can also have some be a little bit lighter like that one was. Um, or make them darker and put them like almost on top of other ones. Um, yeah. And I'm going to do this to the other side as well. You can also add them in like in these areas here, where you can kind of see through, like where we left the white spots earlier, you can add them in there. So did everyone have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, nice turkey every
Oh,
day.
nice.
I don't have turkey. I don't like turkey.
We
Yeah,
eat
my
it
family
every
doesn't like turkey either.
Can you eat ham?
This year we actually did ribs. My uncle
Okay.
has
Oh,
a smoker, like one of those really fancy barbecues. So
oh, very good, eh?
yeah. But we actually had two Thanksgivings. We had one last Sunday and one this Sunday.
Oh, good for you. Eat everything.
Yeah, my dad works with teenagers and young adults, so we had a lot of young adults over at our house for a Friendsgiving is what we call it.
That's good.
Yeah. So now as well as these like viney leaves, I'm going to be adding in um some like just like more leaves in our main part of leaves, but kind of just um like making bumps. So I keep a lot of pigment right at the tip of my brush, and then when you hold it at an angle, you get a lot of pigment at the top and it softens out towards the bottom like that. Um, so it gives you this kind of um like effect. So after I'm done adding in all this like these different textures into the main tree, I also like to do it kind of around the edge, adding in a little bit more texture, just adding in some leaves to kind of fluff up everything so it just looks a little bit less smooth. Yeah.
One nine 0 5 3 3 4 6 9 7 9.
All right. So the next step is going to be adding in a little bit more texture to the ground here. So for that, I'm using a 4 round brush. So a little bit thinner. Um, yeah. Yeah. And to start, I'm actually going to be adding in some yellow flowers. So taking this yellow color and adding in little like blobs. They don't have to be too flower shaped, but just adding them around the outside here. And because flowers kind of grow in patches, I like to like group them together, kind of. So putting 2 or 3 in a little group. Um, yeah. You can add flowers in any color though. It doesn't have to be yellow. But I yellow flowers are my favorite. For sure. They're just so like sunshiny. So the next step for the grass is just adding in more texture to it. So you can kind of use any green for this. I'm going to be using the same green that we have been using. Like very saturated on my brush, like the darkest it can possibly be, kind of. And just adding in those line textures. And you kind of want to do it like all over. And while you're doing it, you can add in some little stems for the flowers and some leaves maybe for the flowers or petal. No, yeah, leaves. Um, yeah, and just adding in the grass texture. And this step takes a while. But in my opinion, it's worth it because it looks really cool. So next we'll be adding some more texture to the trunk, but I'll just wait another minute because the grass definitely takes time. All right. So this is the final-ish step for the like um for the trunk of the tree. And this is also kind of like adding texture mainly. So taking a lot of pigment on your brush, like darkest it can be of the same brown that we've been using, and um, this step is kind of going over your previous like lines that we did up the tree and adding a little bit of texture beside them. So adding in that line and then doing dots with your brush. And you want to keep them a little bit closer to your lines.
Hello. Hey,點啊？喂，我冇揾你啊？哦，哦，係啊，你瞓咗覺，我揾你。
Yeah, so this is also a little bit of a slower step, but it adds a lot of character to the tree. And yeah. So as you can see, I'm kind of leaving the branches kind of blank at the moment because we're going to do those with the smaller branches that branch out into the leaves in just a minute. But I am texturing the roots as well, very similarly with just a little bit of some dots. You can also take your brush and just add in like a little bit of a darker wash over some spots. Like that. Yeah. So the branches are fairly similar to the trunk of the tree, but we want to leave them a little bit more plain. So adding in the dark color mainly at the bottom of the branch and adding in a few longer branches that come off of the main one. So you don't want to do this like too like long of branches as most branches are covered by leaves. So adding in like a little branch here and then adding in ones that don't really connect to the main branch, but having them in the leaves like a little bit kind of randomly, just because you can mostly see or see very few branches through leaves, but you can see them kind of um and making them like different sizes. So this one's thicker and yeah. So you don't want to keep your brush pretty like saturated with the pigment so it'll go on top of the green nice and clearly. So you'll be able to see the branches completely, but yeah, so adding in just little like hints of branches throughout it.
Excuse me, Sui.
Yeah,
What is the size your test round brush? What
the
size?
brush is a 4.
4. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Round brush.
All right. The next step is kind of just adding more of these vines on top of the dry ones, just to make it look a little bit fuller. So you can kind of use the same um, ratio of water to color, kind of like darker, but not super, super dark. And you can also use a thinner brush, which will make some different sized vines. And just adding in a little bit more variation. You can also have them hanging from like higher up in the tree. I had a friend who used to have a tree like this in their front yard, and um like a weeping willow, and they had in the fall, because it had so many leaves, we would make like these massive piles of um leaves, and we like jump in them and stuff like that. Um there was one time that we made them in like a circle with like a hollow center, and we made a leaf for it. Um yeah, but these trees are fun. They're very pretty. I like them in the fall too because they've got such like beautiful orange and yellow colors. So here is our painting. Yeah. The only other like real addition I would add to this would be to take the same green and just add in some like just a couple of individual leaves just to add some variation and some detail, but yeah, this is our painting for the week. Oh wow, I like it. I like how bright your greens are.
Mhm. Not dark enough compared with yours.
Oh no, it's
I need to
beautiful.
add a little bit more green here. Mhm.
Oh wow, I like yours too. I like the roots. They're very cool. They're very like spread downward. That's awesome. Oh, I like yours. Wow.
Did you see?
Yeah, it's really cool.
I saw another one.
You painted two of them? Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I try by this one. I draw this one.
Oh, those are awesome.
Thank you. What about next week?
Next week we are going to be painting some sea creatures. So I don't have anything like really, really prepared. Because I was painting it like I started painting the lesson before class, but I did start painting an octopus.
Octopus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
so we'll be painting some fish and things next week. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. But that will be our last week of watercolor next week. The week after that, we are switching to oil pastels.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
which a list will go out of um supplies again, but they I believe there was an email sent out already. Um, so you don't need much, and the only thing that's not on that list is toothpicks, which are really fun to play um with oil pastels. And yeah. So I can kind of show you briefly um a little bit of oil pastels because we have 10
Yeah,
minutes.
I have
But
this one.
hold on a sec.
This
Yeah.
is 24 colors.
Oh yeah, those are good. So these are the ones that I'm using, and these are the ones that I sent out on the list of suggested materials to buy.
Mhm.
And yeah, so Oil pastels are really fun because they're very they're very thick, but they don't dry. So you can actually do fun things with toothpicks. Oh, I don't have one at my desk, so I'll be back in like a minute. Hold on. Uh, my camera just blacked out. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. Oh, I don't know what happened to my camera. Um, well, that's fun. At least that happened at the end of the lesson. I guess I'll show you um some oil pastels next week, but that is really weird. Um,
Thank you so much, Zoe. We'll see you next week.
yeah, see you next week. I'm sorry
Everyone
about my
take care.
camera.
I know, it's kind of a weird thing on Zoom, right?
Yeah.
We can hear you, we just can't see you, and I don't know if
Okay,
it-
good. I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye,
teacher.
Zoe.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Zoe. Bye. Thank
All
you
right,
for
Bye
your
bye,
bye.
time.
Zoe. Thank you.